Hey guys, 11th of December. I talked to you guys in a previous video about trying to get up into Two Forks before the winter set in, and hadn't rained here in about 2.5 weeks, so went up to the accents point, and water looked good. It looked like I could possibly make it. Have to walk quite a ways up the river to get to the good places, so I took off and got up there to the areas that I normally hunt in up in that area. So brought out some things here to look at. So let's go ahead and get started and go with this piece here. It's a nice quartzite piece. I'm doing a little bit of experimenting with my camera here. It's having a lot of focusing issues with it, and it's supposed to be one of the better cameras to do videos with. But so this is a little bit darker than I would like to have, but we'll see how it turns out. But that's a pretty nice piece. That's your grinding surface. A lot of polishing work done on this piece. Notched out there. Notched out around that edge there for some reason, and this area right in here has been polished. Anyway, nice little solid piece. This piece here is granite. Real coarse surface here. I'm not real sure what they use this for. I'm almost thinking maybe a sanding block, where they just rub it back and forth on wood or big poles, or it's kind of stained in here. Again, anybody got any ideas on that piece, let me know. But I'm kind of thinking like a sanding piece or a sanding block piece. Really nice quartzite grinder here too. Really good solid material. It's notched in this side and polished on that side. It's probably one of the better ones I've found in a long time. It's just in super shape. The darkening up here is where the fingers were. Here's another little smaller piece. It's not quite as good a material. It's quartzite. It's your notch, your thumb notch. It's got a little bit of a finger dimple right there. Nice little piece. It's a old bell pestle here. I think this piece was discarded. I don't find bell pestles in the typical shape that you may see in the Midwest so much here. I do find a lot of pestles. And there's a crushing end. It's just completely worn out. I almost left that in the river. It's just it's not in that great a shape, but I thought I would just show it to you guys anyway. And here's something more typical of what I may find. Now this piece is in really nice shape. This is a solid granite, really good heavy material, really good shape, polished all the way around this piece. And that's a crushing end of this piece here. It's kind of more of a typical type of pestle I'll find around here. You can see the wear around the edges. And a little bit of the staining in here where, they were probably crushing nuts and grains. But that's in really good shape, nice piece. Palm grinder here. It's made out of a relatively hard sandstone, I think. The darkening here and there. We'll switch hands here, guys. It's what I call a little wedge shaped or almost like a foot shaped piece. Really nice piece. Granite. Blue granite I call. There's your finger notch there. See how dark it is? That's where, because the soil and oils from the skin are permeating into the stone there. Got a little piece of Cortex on the back here. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why they didn't take that off. It's a nice piece. See how it's all layered down. A lot of work put in that piece. And here's kind of just a piece that's really got a lot of notching work done on it, and might have used this also as a kind of a hammer or pestle. Also use it as a grinder. Good solid piece of material, quartzite. And this is another little small grinder. It's notched out for your finger there, actually notched and cupped out. Finger will lay right in there. Notched on the side. See all that notching work. It's your grinding surface. So look at that. Little duck head piece here. This is really slick down here, real smooth. I think they use this thing. I held this thing like this and use it as a grinding piece. I've had some people comment, say maybe these things were hafted, and I guess they could have been. You know, maybe that was a club. I don't know. I guess they could haft it. Blue granite. This is your typical duck head shaped piece. You'll see a lot of those in my videos. Get a lot of people tell me they find a lot of effigies. I'll be honest with you, I don't find a lot of true effigies. I do have some. Bring those out one day, but they're pretty rare actually. So you know, it's a pretty rare day when you find a true effigy. But these are what I call bird stones, and I call them that because they're shaped like a bird. And I don't know if they have some kind of a meaning, you know, about a bird being, you know, maybe part of their culture or something, their identity. It could be, but I'm not really sure. But I think these are more of a tool. But I do call them bird stones because they look like birds. This is like the head, the body, and the tail. You've seen that one and this one before here. This other one too. This one I found just recently up in Two Forks. So pretty piece. Got garnets in it. It's shaped like a bird, you know. It could have some meaning. I do know that was the birds up here were a big part of their maybe their identity, could have been their tribe identity in this area. I don't really know, but the effigies that I do have are mostly of birds and of bird wings. For some reason, the bird wing has some meaning. This is a granite scraper. You see how it's been worked down here to this edge. Real thin piece. It just came out of the bank. You see the work around the edges, been chipped around the edges a little bit. And you know, they could have used this for anything, scraping hides, conditioning hides, you know, scraping shafts or poles. They use these things for a lot of different things. So getting to the polishing stones here. Here's one that's really interesting. It's just got a mirror finish on it. It's really something. I'm not sure what this material is, but you can see it. Just a mirror finish. I think they chipped this out here, and see how dark it is right up in there. Probably just held it like that. But it has really got an edge on it, to say the least. An interesting piece. Here's another one made out of black stone, a polishing piece. And I find these quite often. They'll just chip out a piece, a rock, and then they'll use one or two, maybe even three edges to polish with. But that's a polishing edge there. A pretty black stone piece. It's a simple tool. Pretty nice little small piece here. It's quartzite, another little polishing piece. Really good shape. Here's one of these kind of half moon pieces. I find these quite often. They use this edge here to polish with. There's another one. This is dual material. This is actually has a quartz surface, and you find that a lot too. They like to find these rocks that are made up of different materials, and particularly granite, quartz, and they like to use that quartz in for a lot of stuff because it's really durable. There's an actual quartz polishing piece here. Don't find a lot of these that are made of quartz. Kind of hard to work this material quartz is. That's your little small little stone, polishing stone there, of quartz. This piece here, I've been thinking about this for a while. I think this is a late piece, and I think they actually use this piece to maybe sharpen metal with. This is probably Cherokee. By the time Cherokees came here, they were trading quite a bit with Europeans. They had contact with Europeans for a long time, and one of the favorite things that they liked to get was metal. They liked to trade for metal. And the latter part of the period of time that Cherokees were here, they were actually, making their axes and their points and blades and things like that from metal. And so that was something they really liked to trade for. And this could be a piece that they use to sharpen metal with. I'm thinking maybe that's it, but I don't know for sure. Any ideas on that one, let me know. A little interesting little small grinder here. It's quartzite. With your notch, thumb notch, and then your grinding surface. This is not a totally unique shape. It has the big head on it and kind of the handled back. Good shape. Don't find them like that every day. There's a piece of tiger stone here. This is a blade. A pretty decent edge on it. The darkening up here, that's where the finger was. I held this thing like this. The blade area's got a lot of darkening in on it too. Pretty stone. It could sharpen that back up pretty quickly. Good material. And this piece here, I left it for near last, but this is a grinder. Your typical wedge-shaped grinder. I don't have any idea how old this piece is. It looks pretty old to me. This material, I'm not sure what they call it, but you often will find this material mixed with ruby. And the back end of this stone has got ruby in it, and that be it low grade. But I thought that would be interesting to see, for you guys to see. And it's not uncommon to find some of these tools with ruby and sapphire in them. The creek that I hunt mostly in is known for having rubies and sapphires in it. In fact, there's people that actually do look for them in those creeks, in the creek. And but I had thought about myself doing it, but it's kind of like panning gold. It's really difficult. It's kind of back-breaking work. So my age, I think I'm going to pass on it. And finally, the big grinders. This is really a nice one, actually. You see all the chipping work done on this thing. Really knocked out, pretty simple, but they just knocked this thing out and probably got to work, but actually in good shape, really good shape. And that's the grinding surface here. I don't know what this material is. It's either some type of quartzite or a real hard sandstone. But you know, I'm trying to get these big pieces out so they don't get beat up so bad, and save them, you know, and I don't know what I'll do with them. Hopefully I can give more of it away to the museums and some of the schools. But anyway, guys, this is what I've got today, and I hope you have a good Christmas. Don't know if I'll do a video between now and then. I probably will. I've got a lot of things I need to go over and through. So anyway, thought I'd give you a shot of my rock piles, but anyway, and this is the nicer stuff that's in the totes. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you supporting me, and I hope you guys have a good Christmas, and maybe I'll take this ruby out right here and sell it for $1 million. Talk to you guys later.